Introduce myself. My name is Sokoloff. I am an art historian and an art advisor. I have been living and working in New York for many years after doing my art history studies at Columbia University. I am Colombian, as I stated before. I went to the United States to study art history and theory of art history at Columbia University, and since then I have been living and working in New York. I have worked as an independent curator, as a writer, and I also worked in both Sotheby's and Christie's as a cataloger and specialist in Latin American paintings. And 10 years ago, I opened my own business, which is an art advisory business, helping clients build their collections. APAA is an association of art advisors, which is an association that was created over 30 years ago, but it is the association that tries to keep the standards of the art advisory business. And in doing so, it has written a code of ethics that art advisors consider is the right way of helping people build their collections. I am in the association, I am now part of the board, and my role in the board has been to make people more aware of the existence of the association, and also hopefully bring in members that are not necessarily based in the United States but also more international. Is a membership association, and memberships are invited to the association, and their invitation, of course, relies in their ethical and professional background. Most members have to at least have had 5 years running their own business before they can become a member. And it is probably not well known, but certainly a very old association that tries to keep the standards of the business at its highest. Staff, the people that work with us, we are very careful about looking at their curriculum and their studies. We are very open to having people that are young as well, but we do like to work with people that are creative, curious, inventive, and that have some sort of art historical or museum background. In terms of our clients, it is all word of mouth, and we do spend a lot of time with them before we actually sign a contract to work with them. And during that time, we try to make sure that we're sharing the same goals and ethics, and that we can work together in building a collection. For us, the collections are a journey, and it's a journey that we take with the people that we accompany in building the collection, and therefore we want to make sure that it will be a pleasant and engaging and interesting journey to achieve what we one day will believe is a complete collection, but they're never all. Yes, you do have to know a lot about the market, you do not have to know a lot about art history, and you obviously have to be very current in whatever historical writings or academic research there is being done in your own area of expertise. You also have to limit your areas of expertise. You cannot be an advisor of everything. You cannot know everything. And in our case, we build them alongside the collector, and we try to understand and reflect their interests into the works of art that we end up making part of the collection. It can be anything, but it all stems from the collector's own interests and own aesthetics that we try to play with and enhance as we work along with the collector. And explain the code of ethics. The code of ethics is very interesting because in principle all our dealings are transparent. That is, both buyer and seller know who the ultimate consumer is, or who the ultimate buyer or seller is, and they also know the price and also the commission that we're making. And in our case, we usually charge the commission or the fees or the retainer from the collector, which is our client, and not from everywhere else. Also, the code of ethics means that you're representing the interests of your client and not your own or someone else's. That is in general terms the code of ethics that the APAA works with, but there is a web page that you can visit and you can see more about and learn more about the association.